Hello everyone, welcome back to that Cyber Guy. So today we gonna start a new video series on containers. So to get started, we are going to need Docker. So this is what we are going to do today. We are going to just help you install Docker. I'm going to use a Windows environment. So if you have a Windows, you can just follow along with me. Uh, but before we get started, what is Docker? So Docker is a platform that allows developers to package application and their dependencies into containers, like portable environment that run consistently across different platforms. So why using Docker? Why do we use it? So it's traditionally software installation often causes compatibilities issues in the past, so that you may have like multiple dependency conflict. So this is where Docker come in place, to just because it's bundle everything together, all the application into one container. That makes the deployment easier. So now if you go to docker.com for a site get started, so you can just see that screen. But there's one important thing that you need to understand before we get started. So number one, so this is the requirement if you're going to download and install Docker. So this is the requirement for Windows with 64-bit. So the number thing that we have to do, we have to make sure that we have like WSL. Let's see if it is installed. So this is the first thing. And then the second thing that we are going to see, we are going to see if we have IPv enabled. So we are going to just show you all this. So let me just get started. To get started, what I'm going to do right now, let me just go ahead and then if I just press Windows R, I can just open the command prompt. Alright, so let me make the color. I love that color A. Let's just type WSL. Yeah, and hit enter. So it is not installed into my system. I can press Ctrl C to just close the operation. So now what we are going to do, we are going to try WSL. I think WSL is like Windows Subsystem Linux, something like that. Dash install and hit enter. Yeah, I will say yes. So just take a while. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pause the video and be back once this is complete. All right, the installation is complete. So because we are going to have multiple restarts, so you may receive a notification that in order for the installation to be completed, you have to just restart your computer. So now what we're gonna do before we restart the computer, let's just make sure that we just check the Windows version first to see. Now if you press the Windows and R, and then you can type win ver. So you have to make sure that you have a Windows 10, Windows version 10. Let me minimize this. Look how beautiful this is. This is the WSL. Yeah, so we have to make sure that we have Windows 10, and according to W WinVer. So you see that our Windows 11. Cool. And then there's another thing that we need to check now. We're gonna check to see is if the virtualization is enabled. So we can just press Ctrl Shift Escape, and then we can go to performance, and then as you can see, virtualization is enabled for me. All right. That being said, what we can actually do, we can actually restart our computer. So let me see if the command prompt is still open right here. There's a command prompt. So as you can say shutdown -R. That will restart the computer. Welcome back. So now what we can do, if we type cmd, can actually let's check our WSL. See WSL. See if it is installed. Fingers crossed. Yeah, this may take a while. What I'm going to do, let me try to turn on WSL. So to do so, we are going to go to the search bar and type enable, turn Windows features on and off. And then let me just go ahead and expand that so you guys can see better. Now I'm going at the bottom and I'm going to turn this on. Windows subsystem for Linux. I just turn it on. Yeah, this is probably gonna take a while as well, before we just, re-verify to see if WSL is installed. So yeah, I don't know if this is gonna require me to just, I need to restart my computer. So we have to just go ahead and restart the computer again, and then we'll be back. So yeah, so now we have everything that we need. WSL install. Now I'm going to put those two URL into the video's description. You can come here, you click, your Windows version. So like for example, 64, and you click on it. This will automatically just go, download for you. Actually, I already downloaded it. This gonna look like something like that, and you can go ahead and run it. So because while I was making the video, I was downloading it, and then once it's done, it's like log out. But I thought that this was going to log out into Docker, not the computer. So it just logged me out of the computer. But this is very simple. You just follow this, and then you just, I think there's one question, they ask, about, using Windows as part of the container. You can just accept all the default settings, and then once you're done, you restart your computer. You're gonna come with this screen right here, okay? And once you get to that screen, you can just click accept. Now, if you have any issues with your installation, please let me know so we can just go from there. Now, you can just do two things. You can actually add your email, or work email to get started. You can just do skip. Now, this is a survey. The survey is optional. So, what are you going to use Docker for? Now, you can say you're gonna use it as a student, or you can just go back and because this is gonna help Docker to just help you out, if needed. Okay, and in our case, you can say student. What will you use Docker for? We can say AI ML deploy, just an application, data science. Yeah, we can just select a bunch of them, and then there you go. And then you can always sign in. Create a new account if you want, and you can go from there. Now, the purpose of this video, now you have Docker successfully installed. Now, the purpose of the video is very important. So if you want to work in cybersecurity, especially security engineers, if you look at many job description nowadays, they're going to ask you, do you have any experience in containers in Docker? So this is what we are going to try to do into this video. We are going to just, try to, like use, like a Ubuntu, try to pull a Ubuntu image, and then use services like container scanning tools like Trivi, Falco, or Kubescape. So you can just have this in your resume, because this is a very critical skills, because so many applications now they are using containers. So it's very critical for you to have that. So in our next video, this is what we are going to try to do. We are going to try to put an image there and then try to scan it. All right. Now, if you find this video useful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And check out our videos. We have over 100 of them. Our goal is to just share cybersecurity knowledge completely free. Thank you.